Guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Athletic Club versus Barcelona in La Liga. Yet another super complicated and difficult away game in La Liga. We still have about 3 more of those to go this season, and yet another chance for Barcelona to close the gap at the top of the table and somewhat salvage a bit of a title charge. Now we are facing Athletic Club. It is a big game away from home as well. They just come off the back of qualifying for the Copa del Rey final. This will be a true and tried test to see where Barcelona are at following Xavi's resignation. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so a regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the San Mames Stadium, where we have gone there this season already and lost 4-2 in the Copa del Rey. We'll talk about that game later on, but definitely one of the most difficult stadiums to travel to in the world, and definitely one of the most difficult stadiums to travel to from the Barcelona perspective over the last 10 years or so. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch it will be Alejandro Hernandez, and on the VAR it will be Carlos Cesaro Grande. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat in 3rd place in La Liga on 57 points. After playing 26 matches, we do have 17 wins, 6 draws, and 3 losses. You look at our last 5 games in the league, 4 wins and 1 draw. We actually have the best recent form in the top 5 in the last 5 games. That's something nice to take care of. Usually we always have a draw or a loss somewhere around there, but now we got 4 wins and that 1 draw, so hopefully we can get that draw the way and have just 5 straight wins. Top of the table, Real Madrid are on 65 points. We are currently 8 points behind them, 2 points off 2nd place Girona. We do have a 5-point gap between 3rd and 4th as well. And then from our opponents, Athletic Club, they're only sat in 5th place in La Liga, but they are quite a ways behind us. 8 points are similar to our distance from Real Madrid, but if you look at it from their retrospect to what their goal is, they're only 3 points off Atletico Madrid in 4th place, so they could be making a little bit of a Champions League push if they really get some good run of form. But right now, I would say everything's in favor of Barcelona. Again, looking at our opponent, Athletic Club, in 5th place shows how difficult this game will be and shows how good they've done this season. But their last 5 games are 2 losses, 2 draws, and a win, so they've been kind of up and down as of late. Same with Atletico Madrid as well. That's why the gap kind of opened up between 3rd and 4th. But we're not targeting right now, of course, 2nd place. 2 points off Girona. And if you look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will be traveling to the Mestalla to face Valencia. That could be a little bit of a banana skin game there for Real Madrid for sure. Atletico Madrid will be hosting Betis at the Wanda Metropolitano. That should be a win there for Atletico Madrid. But Girona will be traveling to Real Mallorca. Now that's where I believe Girona lost in the Copa del Rey. They got knocked out by Mallorca in their stadium, so they're going to be making their return, maybe looking for some revenge arc, so to speak. I think honestly I could see Girona and Real Madrid dropping points potentially, but I honestly think it will be yet another weekend where all the top teams get 3 points. I see it very difficult for Barcelona to capitalize in any sort of way. We definitely do have the biggest and most difficult game of this La Liga match weekend, so it's up to us now to keep up on pace with them. Again, we still have to face Girona at the Montilivi, we still have to face Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano, and we still have to go to the Bernabeu and face Real Madrid. So if we can just close the gap a little bit, put everything in our hands, that's all you can really ask for. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Athletic Club. Of course, Athletic Club is one of the most historic teams in La Liga. They've never been relegated, similar to Real Madrid and Barcelona. And again, this season, they've been one of the best teams in Spain, and you could even say in the world, arguably, as well. They've been unbelievable. Bit of a rough patch that they're going through as of right now, but still, this season overall, they have been unbelievable. Now, of course, like I hinted about earlier, the last time we did face them was at the San Mames end of January, where we did lose 4-2 in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey, and we were eliminated. Now, we were 2-1 up at halftime, but our problem in this game was conceding in the first minute of the first half, conceding in the first minute of the second half, and then conceding in the last minute of the end of extra time first half. it was just more so our downfall on our point. I think in that first half, after the 10 minutes, we played really well up until halftime. After that, we just couldn't get going, and we have the capabilities of beating Athletic Club. We've, of course, done it this season earlier on, 1-0 at the Montjuic, and then this match, of course, we were doing it, but then we just kind of let it get to our heads. You can see the line for this match on the screen on the right-hand side, if everyone's available for this game, except for Alejandro Balde and Ferran Torres. This is actually the game that ended Alejandro Balde's season, unfortunately. Of course, Naki Peña, you can just chuck him right in the bin. So a game where Barcelona were a few injury concerns, still played pretty well, but just couldn't get over the line. It was our, lack of awareness and our sleepiness in the first few minutes of halves that pretty much cost us this game. Now, if you take a look at Athletic Club's last 5 matches in all competition, in their last match, they absolutely claudered Atletico Madrid 3-0 at the San Mames. They lost to Betis 3-1 at the Benito Villamarin. They beat Girona 3-2 at the San Mames. They drew 0-0 with Almeria, which is actually a very shocking result. And they beat Atletico Madrid 1-0 at the Wanda Metropolitano. So the recent form, bit up and down, but in the big games, Atletico at home, Girona at home, they got huge results. Let's take a look now at their last 3 games in all competition. Firstly is the win against Girona. We were coming into this game in my match preview as well. We were looking at the opponents. I said, watch out for this game. I think Girona will walk away with the L, and they ended up doing so. It was an absolute clauter fest by Athletic Club, where both Girona goals kind of came a little bit on the counter attack of Eric Garcia. Barcelona player currently on loan, did score for them. You can see the formation has been very consistent from them this season. They're 4-2-3-1, and again, a very deserved win. And of course, the San Mames doing what it does best, putting pressures on the opponent and making them, and forcing them into mistakes. To be fair, Girona did have a lot of chances in this game, and they also were clinical on the night. Next up is their 3-1 loss to Real Betis and the Benito Villamarin, and this is the match to look for. Athletic Club were not particularly good in this game whatsoever, and they did suffer a few suspensions. Vivian, their starting center back, and Nico Williams both picking up suspensions. Nico Williams, straight red card. Vivian got his yellow card for a 5th card accumulation, and he will be suspended. Yuri Berchiche, their left back, went off injured as well. Was not a good day for them. Not only are they losing 3 very key players for this game tomorrow, but also they lost 3 points. I did watch this game. I think Athletic Club played pretty well, honestly. I think they went 1-0 up Betis, and then Athletic Club brought it back to 1-1. And during that moment, or maybe it was 2-0, and then they brought it back to 2-1. But there was a moment where Athletic Club were trying to make that remontada. They had about 3 or 4 clear-cut chances that they missed, and then in the end, Johnny Cardoso scored an absolute wonder goal in the 75th minute, give it to them 3-1, and then that way the game kind of shut down in itself. But again, the Athletic Club were in for a little bit, even with 10 men, but couldn't get the 3 points in the end. Now, finally, their last match in all competition, it was a very historic one for them. The 3-0 win against Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano on Thursday. They do come into this match playing midweek on Thursday, where Barcelona have had a full 8 days rested and ready to go. Keep that in mind. They absolutely battered them. I think Atletico Madrid did not turn up on the night, but I think also the atmosphere and of course the way that Ernesto Valverde set up Athletic Club to counteract the low block of Atletico Madrid was just, it played into Athletic Club's hands without, failure. And of course the Williams brothers are just linking up like no tomorrow. Thank God Nico was suspended for tomorrow. I mean, one of these men is just going to leave us alone, for crying out loud. Like, I just fear, I never feared a player more than Iñaki Williams, and then, Iago Aspas and Adri, but Ronaldo and Benzema and Haaland. Those are the 3 that strike fear in my eyes. But again, it was a dominant performance from them. Atletico Madrid had a few chances here and there where if they did scored, maybe would have brought them back to 2-1, 3-1, but with the Atletico Club winning the first leg, Atletico Madrid came into this match with needing an absolute miracle. And then when they were, 2-0 down at halftime, that was pretty much game over at that point. And again, you can see how the system they lined up in that 4-2-3-1 with Sunset in the middle as well, controlling everything. They had the strong pivots as well. The Williams brothers on the wing. It was basically difficult from the get-go. So overall, final thoughts on Athletic Club. They're a very good side. They're very well managed by their manager and former Barcelona manager as well, Ernesto Valverde. He's been getting a lot of love online recently. I don't understand it, but especially with his time at Barcelona. But that's a topic for another day. This season, he has been unbelievable. I would definitely consider him top 3 managers of the season, maybe even the manager of the season. I think he only came in at the beginning of this season after the new athletic club president won the election and promised that Valverde will be coming in. I believe, was he the manager? Oh, he was the manager last season as well. So this is like his, second season coming in. He's been absolutely fantastic, and credit where it is due. Now, of course, in terms of players to look out for, there is quite a few. Inaki Williams. That's it. That's all you need to know. But again, Nico Williams, Vivian, Yuri Bershiche will not be available for this game. 3 big players for Athletic Club missing out. Of course, the main one being Nico Williams and Vivian. I think Yuri Bershiche, they do have some alternative options at left back, but no Nico Williams. We might see Vilibre coming to the side, maybe Iker Munayin as well, but no Nico Williams for this game after his red card against Betis, which again is a positive for Barcelona. But again, they did play on Thursday. They're going to be coming to this match a bit leggy, a bit tired, but again, it is back-to-back home games for them, so no traveling needed. That will play a little bit in their part. But again, for Barcelona, this game, the formula is there to beat Athletic Club, and that is to win the midfield battle, control the tempo, and when you go forward, finish your chances. Because once the floodgates open, it's, a season opener. The thing is with Athletic Club, they only give you maybe a few chances here and there where, of course, they're not a perfect side. They will leak a chance. You gotta take it. That's the moment that you have to take it, or else you'll be begging for that moment come the full-time whistle. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list of this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Cancelo, Araujo, Inigo, Pedri, Lewandowski, Raphinha, Inaki Peña, Joao Felix, Christensen, Fermin, Romeu, Victor Roque, Roberto de Jong, Gundogan, Koundé, Lamine Yamal, Kochin, Kubarsi, Marguerite, and Hector Ford. So from the last squad list, no changes whatsoever. There is no Casado, probably because Barca Athletic have a game where he's probably not going to be involved in this game no matter what. But apart from that, no other changes and no players coming back from injury yet either. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, asked a lot of questions in the media about, the current form of the side, for the billionth time, if he's going to stay at Barcelona or not. Current form of Lewandowski, Victor Roque, injury updates, many of things. Let's get and see what Xavi had to say this morning in the presser. Starts off by saying that we have analyzed them. They recently eliminated us, of course, in the Copa del Rey. They're the most intense and physical rival in the category, and now one with the most confidence after comfortably passing the tie against Atletico Madrid. They've only lost 1 game in the league, and it was at the beginning against Real Madrid, a difficult stadium. Of course, let's compete. It's going to be a great opportunity to score 3 points in such a complicated field as well. On our good form, Xavi said, I think it is the ideal scenario to match them in intensity, rhythm, and faith. On Getafe Day, we understood the game plan very well. There will be a lot of spacing behind the defense, so we can foresee a similar game to the last game. It's time to find continuity and have a great game. On having more time to prepare, of course, them playing on Thursday midweek, Xavi said that we had a long week and they are coming from playing on Thursday. On the other hand, they also did well because of their confidence, because it must be through the roof. They can be proud of their season that they have so far. They are a difficult opponent. Let's hope that the losses are also noticeable, although I think it will be a very little. Athletic Club are very strong in their stadium. Then asked on Inigo Martinez, of course, his former side is Athletic Club. In the first leg, he was, or not first leg, but in the Copa del Rey game, he was injured. Now he's back. Will he play against his former side and his former stadium? Xavi said he's calm. He's also returned to the San Mames and played a great game. I don't think his performances will change based on it being his former side. He was then asked on the opponents visiting Barcelona, saying that surely playing in the Montjuic has affected us. We don't feel as good as we do at the Camp Nou. We are undefeated away from home, and that's a good sign. We compete well and should have earned even more points away from home. Then asked on Marc Casado, of course he wasn't in the squad list, and Xavi said, you always ask me about those who don't play. There is competition. Christensen is performing well. Romeu is also there as well. For me, he has the conditions to be a first team player. So he's saying that Casado has the ability to be a Barcelona first team player. He's very good, but again, competition is very strong at the moment. Then Xavi was asked on profiles of players, and he said that I think that the way football is being planned, you have to have all the profiles in the squad, technical, physical players who can go into space. Football has changed a lot without our DNA. We must have all the profiles. Then he was asked on Victor Roque, his lack of minutes recently as well, following him getting a few minutes in the Osasuna game and Alaves game. I think he started a game which I cannot remember off the top of my head. I think maybe Jornada, something like that. Xavi said he's coming off an injury, of course, with his time at Atletico Parmiense. He has had to pick up the pace, adapt to our system. His natural position is Lewandowski's. He's adapting to that as well. He gives us a lot, and he's already given us a lot so far since his arrival. He's then asked on Athletic's physicality, and he said we actually won physical duels with Araujo, Koundé, Cancelo, Christensen, but we have to have the ball and take advantage of the space they will leave behind the defense. Then asked on his yellow cards, of course, Xavi is one of the yellow yellow card away from suspension in La Liga. And Xavi said, I try not to receive the 5th one. I'm passionate. You won't tell me that I'm not involved. I live football, and sometimes I make mistakes because I am human. So he's going to try to go the rest of the season without getting a yellow card. I'll tell you this right now. That ain't gonna happen. Then as on Lewandowski, saying that everyone has taken a step forward. We have bonded after my decision to leave. He's playing better. He is more intense, and that's why he won the best player of the month in February. Shout out Lewandowski for that as well. Xavi then was asked on the team, saying that I know that the team is more responsible, more competitive, with more dynamism, and we have to show this in each and every game. Xavi was then asked on the cup game against Atletico Club, where of course we did get knocked out, and that we have to be more vertical than we were then in that game, be more effective. I think it was a good game overall, but we have to dominate the game even more than that. Then asked on Joao Felix, saying that Joao Felix, it was an injury and we were managing his load well the other day. He was indecisive again. He is comfortable on the wing position, and that goes inside. So again, on that inside winger where we see Ferran Torres play a lot, Joao Felix, that is his position. He is comfortable there, and he did come off against Getafe due to, you know, monitoring his injury load. Then asked on Ferran Torres, and he's almost there. He's in principle, he'll be back with us next week with the team. We don't want to take any unnecessary risk with him as well. So again, he probably will be back in training next week. Will he'll be in the squad list and, you know, participating in the game. I think we play on Friday next week, which is crazy, so we'll wait and see. But again, I don't think there's gonna be any rush with him whatsoever. I think he will be 100% for the game against Napoli, but still don't think he'll start that game regardless. Then asked on Pedri, saying that Pedri, like everyone else, must be very important in his section. Everyone must take that step forward and be at a high level to compete. And finally, Xavi was asked on Iniesta, of course, playing his 1000th professional game the other day for, you know, himself, and he said that he is the greatest talent I've ever seen in Spanish football, plus he's a great friend of mine. Congratulations to him on his 1000th game. He is one of the best football players in the history of the sport. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Athletic Club tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will be fairly simple to predict, barring 1 or 2 changes at the absolute most. I think that Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Koundé, Araujo, Inigo Martinez, and João Cancelo. Midfield 3 of Christensen, De Jong, and Gundogan, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Pedri. There's 2 big question marks for Xavi's selection. Number 1 is at center back, Inigo or Cubarsí. I think he will go with Inigo for the experience, although Cubarsí was unbelievable in the game against Getafe, especially playing at the right center back position. I think he will go with Inigo for the experience against his former side. He'll be getting stuck in there, show some physicality, things of that nature. I think that's why he'll pick him. Second question mark is Raphinha. I think Raphinha runs in behind will be very, very important. But how do you fit him in? Lamine Yamal has to start. You put Lamine Yamal on the left, you put Raphinha on the left, and if you do put 2 wingers, who do you drop in the midfield? You drop De Jong, you drop Christensen, you drop Gundogan, you drop Pedri. I think Xavi will keep it the way that he kept it pre-Raphinha injury. We might see Raphinha ahead of Lamine Yamal. That could definitely be a possibility. You want to rest Lamine Yamal even more. Again, he's been playing so many minutes, but he has been so important for us. He did, of course, score that wonder goal at the San Mames in January, but did miss that, you know, 2 1v1s as well. Those are the 2 big decisions from Xavi, in my opinion. You start 2 wingers or not, and you go with Inigo or Cubarsí at center back. I think everything else is pretty much set in stone, but that's not anything that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup selection. I have gone with this lineup on the screen right now. I've gone ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Koundé, Cubarsí, Araujo, and João Cancelo, midfield 3 of De Jong, Pedri, and Gundogan, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Joao Felix. So, firstly, in the back 5, I have brought in Cubarsí for Inigo. I think Cubarsí just did so well in the game against Getafe and also played pretty well in this MMS last time when he came on for Christensen around the 70th minutes. He played, you know, a solid 45-50 minutes there, and I think, you know what, his passing up from the back is going to be so important because I have dropped Christensen, and I've had a midfield 3 of De Jong, Pedri, and Gundogan because I do agree that we should go with 2 natural forwards in front of Lewandowski for this game. I've gone with Joao Felix actually on the left. I think he's just more comfortable there than Raphinha, and of course Lamine Yamal on the right. The reason why I've dropped Christensen is that, look, with me dropping Christensen, I've pretty much just given up on the clean sheet. I pretty much have conceded that Athletic Club will definitely score in this game. My goal is just to outscore them. I think holding on to a 1-0 is not really the Barcelona of nowadays, especially not from last season. I don't think we have that capability to, you know, get a goal and then, hold it tight. I'd rather go get a goal, maybe have the score 2-1, 2-0, 3-1, and then bring on Christensen to shut down the shop and then control the game from that point of view. I think getting goals is just the most important thing. You have to go for it. You can't just sit back 0-0, 1-0, and if they score the first minute or first 5 minutes, that's just a game plan out the window completely. So with this system, you can afford to, hopefully we don't, but you can afford to, concede in the first 5 minutes. With the Xavi lineup, you concede in the first 5 minutes, bloody hell, you can't make any changes whatsoever. You're just going to be so compact. At least this way, you have, much more going forward. And if we do concede with that Xavi lineup, you're going to end up changing something like this come the hour marks. Might as well just start with this, in my opinion. Go through for it, get some goals, and then make the change to, sit back and try and control the game. But that's the line that I was like for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you'd rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I've sat my arse right on the fence and I have gone with a draw, whether it's 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever the case may be. I do think there's a better chance of Barcelona winning this game than Athletic Club. They are, coming off the back of playing on Thursday. Few key players busy for them as well. Barcelona on good form, fully fresh, ready to go. Where we did actually kind of compete with them in the end of January in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. I just think that in the end, we're not going to have that killer instinct, so to speak. We're not going to have that final touch to really go for it. I do think that we can get 3 points, and like I said, I think there's a better chance of Barcelona win this game than Athletic Club. But again, stadium, atmosphere, momentum, and confidence is all going to play a big factor in this game. But I do think that Barcelona must win this game. If we don't win this game, and Real Madrid win, that's title charge pretty much dead, and all we have left for the season is Champions League in second place. That's going to be the reality of the situation. We have to win this game to keep on pace. And of course, I think Real Madrid do play later on today as well against Valencia, so we know the result of that game. So if they draw points, we're going to be pushing for it even more, and if they win, we have to win. So it's going to be that kind of a game. But I do think, if I'm putting money on it, if I'm gambling, I would go for a draw. But I do hope and I do believe that Barcelona can get a result. But I'm going to go with a draw as my official score prediction. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the score line will be. So that was a match preview for Athletic Club versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to first see, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. First, you would rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go if you're the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow, share for the match, buy my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.